Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to more 428 Shibuya Scramble. Or 458. I always get it's 428. It says it right on the screen. I'm sitting here getting confused about 428 and 458. Anyway, my name is Raven from the Sky. And let's continue. Alright, so we want to pick up where we left off. In 1 hour, the Burning Hammer Sales demo will begin. Chiri is laying out the assortment of snacks that we'll have on hand. Hey Tam, are you hungry? Why yes I am. I mean, that should be pretty obvious at this point. All I've had since putting on this stupid mascot costume is some burning hammer and a bunch of iced tea. Hey now, Chiri shoots back. What's with the attitude? You do remember that you ate my lunch, right? The sticker said it was best for before noon. You just made that up. Yeah. Chiri chortles merrily and chugs some more iced tea. Okay, folks. Mr. Nagashita calls out as he slips into the room. Lunch break is over. Back to work. I don't feel like I've had much of a break. If anything, I'm even more mentally exhausted than I was before. There's a box full of Anagachi toys in the storeroom on the 3rd floor. Mind bringing those down? Yeah. Anagachi, I asked. What's that? The name makes it sound like some sort of product knockoff. Mr. Nagashita's face widens in surprise. You've never heard of them? You know, Anagachi. Oh, like those, what is it? Remember those pets? Giga Pets back in the day, they used to call them. A portable electronic game in which you raise a cogner eel. Yeah, like Giga Pets. I had one of those back in, gosh, 97, 96. Y'all remember those? Feeding it daily and clearing away feces. Yeah. But over here in the States, like I said, we call them Giga Pets. But I don't think I had an eel though. Mine's like a duck or something. And if you didn't clean away feces, it would get sick and then die. You had to start over again. Feeding it daily and clearing away feces, depending on how you raise your eel, it can wind up developing into various forms, from normal eel to ultimate eel sushi. You can also use the infrared communication feature to bring over friends for your eel from another nearby Nagachi device. There's also sister product, Trout Watch. By connecting the two, you can view a special event where the eel and trout characters go to a pub together. A digital pet game where you raise an eel that lives in Tokyo Bay. Never heard of it, I say. Huh? Well, I guess maybe a lot of people in Japan haven't heard of it yet. But it's all the rage right now with youngsters over in NYC. Yep. When this game takes place in 2001. They were kind of, I don't know if they were all the rage still. I know they were all the rage in the late 90s, but the turn of the century, I don't remember it being. But that, you know, that's so long ago. Maybe it was. Oh, he must mean New York City. Popular in New York, really? Anyway, I did some quick checking, and that's what I learned. So last month, I bought a whole bunch of them. Wow. And once again, you were swindled. Yep. That's why I said I don't remember them being all the rage. Hopping on the latest trends. Trying to make $1. Ouch. We got swindled. Chiri dropping the hard truth. Mr. Yanagashita. lets out a pathetic whimper. No! Just like that, his confidence evaporates. He starts muttering to himself. I thought it sounded a little fishy, really. I mean, think about it. Why would kids in New York be interested in raising eels from Tokyo Bay? He muses. And what appeal would an eel character even have anyway? None, that's what. I should have known that. I did know it. Then why'd you buy them? This farce is getting tiresome. That's the easy answer. Money. That's why he bought them. You thought he was going to flip his dollar. And the backfiring, that stuff, you go broke doing that. You can be a multi-millionaire and get bought down to $0 if you keep that stupid repeat offense of just, oh, that's a trend, oh, okay, and getting swindled. Anyway, Nagashita continues, it was gonna cost way too much to keep them in storage. So I was just gonna let the recycling guy take them. He hangs his head in shame. In a matter of moments, he's borderline catatonic. The type of eel that gives him his name and blah blah blah. Okay. Chiri, on the other hand, flashes a big bright grin. Still, you know, eel's pretty delicious. Oh, Chiri, Nagashita blurts. Thank you. He claps her hands in gratitude. I wasn't exactly complimenting you there, boss. It's the same thing. There's a little bit of me in each of my products. Anagachi and I are one and the same. Which is to say, Eels and I are one and the same. Go on then. Say something nice about eels. Chiri chimes right in without missing a beat. Eels are awesome. When it comes to eel sushi, 100 pieces barely whets my appetite. You know, these two make quite a pair. It really means a lot to me, Chiri. Thank you. Thank you. I don't understand what any of this is about, but if it helps mend Mr. Nagashita's wounded spirits, I guess I can't complain. I lead them to their devices and head for the storeroom. The storeroom doors opens with a rust grating sound. Okay, now where's the light switch? I fumble around in the dark, feeling for the switch box. My costume paws mute the sensations in my hands enough that even findling that is difficult. I bat at the wall willy-nilly until eventually the lights come on. Apparently I found the switch even if I didn't feel it. Whoa, what the heck is this? The storeroom is practically overflowing with shoddy goods. A painting that looks like a child's scribblings, an oddly shaped hat bearing the words "grow 2 inches guaranteed." A cheap looking pendant with a tag that says it's set with the miracle stone. These stones are nothing more than simple glass beads that were purchased at 5,000 yen a piece. The seller claimed normally these sell for 10,000 a pop, but if you buy 100 of them, I'll give you half off. At which the buyer declared it really is a miracle, before joyfully agreeing to the purchase. The fact that someone like Nagashita actually exists to buy these things up is also a kind of a miracle. It's like this is the knockoff boneyard where cheap products go to die. They'd break away from their pathetic herd, knowing their time has come, and end up in this graveyard of a storeroom. Let's see. Anagachi. I quickly spy the cardboard box I'm looking for. Then I catch sight of a dark silhouette out of the corner of my eye. Eek! It's one of them. Black, flat, quick. Long antenna, often spotted in kitchens. Sometimes, somehow, their legs wind up in restaurant food. Ew. The size, the speed, the dark shape, it couldn't be anything else. It peers back at me from the shadow of the Anagachi box, the faint light catching the luster of its carapace. It looks ready to leap out at me at any moment. I need to act fast. I challenge it to a single combat. I snatch up the cardboard box and make a run for it. Just grab the box and go. When I get back to the break room, Mr. Nagashita's still clutching Chiri's hands. And eel's super tasty when you salt broil it too. Thank you. The tempura style is probably the best. Thank you. Well, Mr. Nagashita's spirits have certainly turned around. Okay, I got it. I hold out the big cardboard box. You girls are the greatest. Nagashita shouts. His voice resounds with gratitude. Hey, that's it. I just got an amazing idea. Why don't the three of us start our own company? I'll pass. Chiri and I respond in unison. Man, you two shot that one down quick. Well, for today, let's just focus on selling Burning Hammer. By the way, I asked, where's the Burning Hammer? There wasn't any in the storeroom, and I don't see any here. Oh my god. Oh, that's right, it's out back in the loading dock. We should probably bring it in. Oh, and bring the Anagachis with you, too. The recycling guy's gonna be showing up soon. Come on, let's go. Chiri and I follow Mr. Nagashita out to the loading dock. Oh boy. But the loading dock, as it turns out, is empty. Oh shoot. There's no sign of the Burning Hammer anywhere. It's gone. Mr. Nagashita murmurs. Then his voice rises to a shout. It's gone! All gone! The Burning Hammer, it's all gone! Flying into a panic, he searches frantically from one end of the dock to the other, leaping into the air, even peering down into the cracks. But no matter where he looks, there's nothing for him to find. It was right here a little while ago, like right here. And the sound of an engine revving outside. Mr. Nagashita cries out in alarm. Is that... Did the recycling guy get it by mistake? We can see the truck starting to pull away. Its bed is piled high with cardboard boxes and other sort of trash. Hey boss, is that... Yes, there it is! My Burning Hammer. His voice cracks as he cries out. Give that back! Give it back! But he's no match for the speeding truck, and the boxes of Burning Hammer vanish before his eyes. Burning Hammer! Come back! Oh no. Nagashita's wailing echoes from the surrounding buildings. It's like something out of a movie. What the heck? What's up with that truck? Tama, who the heck was that? Hey, don't look at me, I reply. Huh? With all those piles of stuff, it looked like just the recycling guy. As soon as he says it, revelation dawns on his face. The recycling guy. I can see the color draining from his face. The words recycling guy give me an idea. If it was him, maybe he thought it was picking up the Aganagichis by miss. We have to find it. We have to find that truck. The man is absolutely beside himself. Chiri, Tama. You two, split up and try to track it down. Wait, why do we have to look for it? Again, Chiri and I speak in chorus. If there's no sales demo, there's no money to pay you. And then, all the work you've done will be for nothing. Right. When he puts it that way, I guess there isn't much of a choice. Somehow or another, we'll have to find that truck. It couldn't have gotten far, he continues. Now, go hunt for it like your life depended on it. Chiri and I look at each other and sigh. How do you want to do this? Want to search together or should we split up? Let's go together. We should split up. Okay, well, I guess 2 heads is better than 1. But if we split up, we could cover more ground. Ah, shoot, I don't know. It's tough. He says split up. All right, we'll split up. We should split up. Chiri and I go our separate ways searching for a truck full of junk. You can cover more ground, split up. Rather, both of us going one way, you know. I'm so focused on searching all over as I walk that I lose track of where I am going and wind up bumping right into a man who's hurrying along. Toru and Hana Toyama. They came to send a guy to eat lunch. Before that, they were at Heaven Publishing in Shibuya. One comb. While wandering around, distractedly looking for somewhere to cheap and tasty, Mr. Toyama bumped right into Tama. Okay. Oh, pardon me. I hop back to my feet and I go to bow to the man in apology. Okay. Yeah, wow. He bows at the same time and we managed to bonk our heads together. Sorry. As her dad drops to his knees, clutching his head, the girl begins to wander off. Hey, Hana, wait! The man lurches to his feet and rushes after the girl. She seems like an odd kid, only 10 or so, but strangely cold and distant for her age. Nursing my own sore head, I make it all the way to Shibuya Station, but there's no sign of the truck. I'll probably never find it just by wandering around randomly. It's already 12:35. The sales demo starts in 25 minutes. I have serious doubts I'll be able to find the truck by then. Arrgh! What should I do? Bad ending? Keep out. No, we've already... Norikawa stood on the sidewalk, weighing his options. Chaiki's phone call had thrown him for a loop. He had expected her to be anxious about doing interviews, but wow, she was a real basket case. Still, that didn't change the fact that he had a schedule of his own to keep. The surveillance camera story had to be his top priority. Chaiki would just have to find some way to fumble through things on a run. He headed down Dogenzaka, scanning his surroundings as he went. There were cameras set up on streetlights all over the place. There were so many it was hard to believe he'd never noticed them before. One over there, another just over here. Electronic eyes peering down passerby from high above where they were tougher to spot. Just how were the people who'd come to Shibuya reacting to this situation? Hey, you there! Minorikawa called out to a man riding by on a bicycle. Hey, you, stop! The man brought his bike to a sudden stop. His face. It's the same guy that bumped into Aichi. Taisa Yusa, proprietor of a knick-knack shop in Utagawacho. Roughly 30 minutes earlier, while he was wandering along the GR tracks picking up lost and abandoned items, Aichi foisted off his trash onto him, and so he's in a bit of a foul mood. Since then, he's been going along on his bicycle, still picking up things from the roadside. There's a trunk on the back of his bike. He stores his finds. Huh? Oh, what's the matter? He asked. Hi, the name's Minoru Minikawa. I'm a freelance writer. Okay. I'm just doing interviews for a magazine and I'd like to talk to you. A magazine? Which one? 4-Star General Gossip. Minorikawa did his best to sound proud. Oh well, I'm actually in a bit of a hurry. Minorikawa soldiered on. See that? He pointed at one of the nearby surveillance cameras. What? The man asked. The blimp. A massive blimp was indeed drifting slowly overhead. A type of aircraft that floats using the lift provided by an enormous envelope filled with a lighter and air gas. This envelope, the balloon, is often used for corporate advertising. This particular blimp has been puttering about the skies above Shibuya since last night. No, the camera. The camera watched them both in uncaring silence. Oh, that. What about it? What do you mean, what about it? Cameras have been installed all throughout Shibuya. They're taking in anything and everything privacy be damned. A shocked prowler came to the man's face. Oh, really? He muttered uneasily to himself. I guess I should be careful next time I go picking stuff up. Hey, what are you talking about? Minorikawa asked. Oh, nothing. Just stuff. Way to dodge the question entirely. Anyhow, I think there are some good things about the cameras too, the man said hurriedly. Oh. Minorikawa asked, such as? Well, I mean, they must have helped catch some crooks, right? Yeah, I think you're right about that. Oh, I am? The man looked shocked to have his own statement confirmed. Are you hiding something from me? Huh? No, nothing in particular. The man shook his head vehemently. Nothing at all, really. Well, whatever, Norikawa said. In any case, even if the cameras are helping in arresting criminals, there are some places where people just don't want to be watched. What? For instance, how would you like it if someone set up a security camera inside your home? What do you mean? I mean, a burglar might try to get into your home. If you had a security camera, you could be alerted right away. Isn't that kind of an extreme argument? Nope. You're the one making the extreme argument here. What? The man stared bewildered. You're saying it's okay for folks to film people around town as much as they might like, but not to take a look inside people's houses. Yeah, I guess I am, the man mumbled. Minokawa snorted. Huh. You don't think too deeply about things, do you? He mocked. The man huffed in indignation. I don't see the problem, he said. I mean, it's a normal enough opinion. To want to bring down crime but also protect privacy. Well, yeah, so if they're just going to set up cameras around town, I'm okay with that. Minokawa grinned. You're being naive. Way too naive. Naive about what? By now the man was getting worked up. Once you start letting people watch you some of the time, you'll eventually let them do it more and more. That's how the world works. A simple change in camera angle is all it takes to steal the last traces of your privacy anyway. That's kind of funny coming from you. Doesn't 4-star general gossip get all its scuttlebutt by invading the privacy of others? Since when are you people concerned with personal privacy? Meaning what exactly? You know darn well what I mean. Have you no shame? I have got nothing to be ashamed about. If some celebrity scandal breaks, I write it up in the form of a top-class socially conscious expose. That's the Minokawa seal of quality. The man rolled his eyes, pleased, as if anyone's ever heard of that. Your everyday freelance reporter would say something about how security firms have no right to use cameras to disrupt personal privacy. But not me, oh no. I'm the only guy who'd write a first-class piece on the subject. And you want to know why? The man's only response was a doubtful look. Because privacy only exists for me to utterly demolish it. That's nothing but journalistic arrogance, the man railed. Oh yeah? Yeah, I'd rather have surveillance cameras any day. If the alternative is some weird gossip piece. This time Minokawa didn't have a handy retort. An awkward silence descended over the pair. Right, I see. The man was visibly taken aback. Thank you for your cooperation, Minokawa said at last. You gave me some good stuff. He held up a hand to forestall an angry retort. I realize I probably got you a bit riled up. You'll have to forgive me. What? The man peered up at Minokawa in disbelief. This is just my interview style. Sorry, I know it's a little unorthodox. Buddy, you're a weirdo, you know that? Yeah, I hear that a lot. So, can I go now? Sure, I'll quote you as a passerby in my article. Sure, whatever, the man muttered. He quickly sped off on his bicycle. Minokawa now had some material for a surveillance camera piece. He wanted to organize what he'd managed to put together so far. He decided to head toward his next interview location, keeping an eye out for a cafe where he could stop to work on his copy. He used the map included in the project proposal to guide him. It was hard to read the words and make out the details, but it looked like the Nokane building, where the Burning Hammer demo was being held, was just down the center guy. There was no indication of which floor the event would be held on, however. That made him a little anxious, but he'd probably be able to find someone to point him in the right direction once he got to the building. Spotted a cafe up ahead. "Coffee, please," he shouted as he strode inside. He slumped down in an open chair. Hopefully, he'd be able to hold up in here until 1 o'clock, working on his article. If he couldn't have it done by then, finishing the whole issue by the end of the day would be a tall order. Pulled a cigarette from his overcoat as he waited for the computer to boot up. Having a smoke was Minokawa's little trigger for going into writing mode. State of being in the mood to write some text. Ultimate mode. he'll eat and write mid-interview while nodding off. This is known as ultimate mode. He stuck the cigarette in his mouth and lit it up. With the first heavy draw of smoke, he felt his mind focus. The rough idea for his article came to his head nearly fully formed. All he needed to do now was to get it all written down. Finally, his laptop finished booting up. "Took you long enough, pal." His hands leapt to the keyboard like a predator pouncing on its prey. In a matter of moments, he had hit his stride. His fingers clicked away. One by one, lines of text filled up to his screen. A waitress stepped up beside him. "Excuse me, sir." But Minokawa was in writing mode. He didn't even hear. Sir, I beg your pardon?" Again. Stepped to the waitress. "Sir, excuse me." The waitress smacked the table. "Quiet." Minokawa snapped. He slammed the table right back. "Don't interrupt me when I'm working. Not if you know what's good for you." The waitress didn't so much as flinch. She leaned in aggressively, getting right in Minokawa's face. Ikumi Omiya, employee at Kolabo Cafe. While appearing cute and demure at first glance, she's quite strong-willed and frightening when angry. She works nights at a place called the Scolding Pub, where customers rent private rooms in which they are scolded at length by attractive girls. One middle-aged businessman once told her, "Your face looks simply marvelous when you're angry." "Sir, I hate to bother you, but I have to ask you to please refrain from smoking." Minotaur blinked. "Huh? This is a non-smoking establishment, sir? No smoking." Minokawa asked. A cigarette bobbed in his mouth as he spoke. The waitress pointed sharply to the sign on the wall. We ask that patrons please not smoke so that other customers can fully enjoy the aroma of their coffee. The waitress drew herself up in arrogant triumph. A woman sitting at the table next made a face as she tried to fan the smoke away with her hands. Customers all around the shop were glaring at him. "You guys don't know the first thing about the aroma of coffee." Minoru scoffed. "The scent of coffee only truly comes to life amidst the choking stench of tobacco smoke." The waitress' only response was to jab her finger again. But this time, she didn't point at the sign, she pointed at the door. "Oh, sir, if you're going to smoke, please take it outside." Sometime later, sitting inside the cafe, Latrace Minakar lit up his third cigarette. At last, a safe refuge. It had taken him quite some time to find a place that allowed smoking. In recent years, many cafes and restaurants have phased out the concept of smoking section in favor of prohibiting smoking across the board. This makes a place like Lautrec especially important to smokers. There are large air vents in the ceiling that help keep the interior more agreeable for those who don't smoke. After he got kicked out of the first cafe, now he was in a rush to make up for lost time. His fingers flew over the keyboard at lightning speed. The more he wrote, the harder he focused. At this rate, he'd have the story wrapped up in no time. Today, you hear me? A voice intruded suddenly on his awareness. One of the other customers was shouting, "You're breaking up with that fellow today." Morikawa's fingers drifted to a halt. He looked around to see where the voice had come from. An older man, red in the face, was shouting at the young woman who sat across from him. "Please, Dad," the woman pleaded. "Stop. You're making a scene." Father and daughter, then. It was rare nowadays to see the father-daughter behave so imperiously toward his own daughter. Just how sheltered had he been trying to keep her? Morikawa couldn't see her face from where he was sitting, but his interest was piqued. Should he move to another seat where he could take a look? No, he reminded himself that he needed to finish his article. We got work to do. Besides, if this young lady looked anything like her father, he'd just soon pass. Morikawa went back to his typing. Took a few minutes to reestablish his writing groove, but the two still bickering across the room. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop it here for today. Thanks for watching. My name is Raven from the Sky. If you enjoyed the episode, do me a favor and drop a like and subscribe to help the channel and the series grow. Take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.